Wasabi, young blood, old blood, medium aged blood, wasabi. Hello. Good day, everybody. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. Friday, September the 16th, 2022. Deuces up and down. We're doing it. We're kicking it. It's Friday, which means we're heading into the weekend. I'm excited. A lot of great things are happening slowly but surely. Man, oh man, hope you're all doing well wherever you are in and around this beautiful planet. Whether you're here in Canada, whether you're in the US, Mexico, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, New Zealand, Australia, Papua New Guinea, as always, shout out wherever you are, holding it down. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your tits are firm. Hope your balls are hanging at a not too low, not too high. You know what I mean? And that Goldilocks range of hanging sacks. That's what it is, baby. That's what it is. Hope you're all well balanced, or as close to it as possible, because that's what we're all about here. Right down the center of things. Man, we're just gonna have fun today. We're gonna just kick it. It's been a wonderful week. It's been so many things have been happening. Trying to enjoy it as we go through it together, obviously. And let's, if I could quote it's a little poem. I'll recite a part of a poem for you, and then we'll get right into it. And it goes a little something like this. Some of you guys might be able to recall this bad boy. It goes a little bit something like this. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. I think I'm turning Japanese. Turning Japanese. I really think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Turning Japanese. I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Turning Japanese. I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Man, hits you right there, doesn't it? It does. Certainly does. Well, boys and girls, ladies and gents, maybe you're turning Japanese. Maybe you are Japanese. Congratulations. I'm a bona fide Japanese person myself. That's right. Yeah, I said it. I meant it. Real Japanese person sitting right in front of you all along. Or not. Or yes. Doesn't matter. Okay, what's matter is that we're all one. That's what's important. And there's, a little bit here, a little bit there. You take from everybody, you learn from each other, you grow, you celebrate each other, you uplift each other. And for me, I don't know, I've always been fascinated with Japan. Well, ever since I found out about Japan back in the, early 90s. I've never been. I'd like to visit. It's a unique culture. I appreciate it. I appreciate its people, its many different art forms, its food, its cuisine, daily etiquette, cultural practices, things that we've got in common, things that we don't have in common. Again, I've never been, only read a little bit about it, seen a few movies, heard a couple of songs. I'd like to visit one day. Tokyo and all the other places in Japan if I get a chance. It's on the list of to-dos. Definitely not on the list of to-don'ts. Feel me? It's definitely a to-do. But yeah, I guess to sum it all up, but we're gonna get into it, so I guess there's no summing it all up. Behind me you'll notice a new painting that's up. Just finished that bad boy up. It's inspired by Japanese art and culture. A lot of these, some of these paintings back here are definitely inspired by Japanese culture, art, and Japan's given us so many different, and every country, every nation, every culture is out there doing wonderful things. And yeah, let's get into it if we can. What are some common Japanese things that you all are aware of, that I'm aware of, that we all know and love? Talking, real Japanese rice. doesn't get more Japanese than Japanese rice. Keep it tight. What else have the Japanese provided for themselves and the world? Sushi, hand in hand with the rice. Roll it up, smoke it if you like. But that's just sushi, man. Wasabi. Who like a little bit of that wasabi? You want a little bit of spice? You want your spice to be, you're tired of that black pepper, red pepper business. You want something green that'll just hit you right there in the back of the throat. Clear up them sinuses if you got some. Where are your sinuses at? Have you even looked around to see where your sinuses are at lately? Do you know where your sinuses are? That's what I'm asking. But that'll clear it up, man. If you got some congestion, that'll clear it right up. What else? I want to say karate. I may be completely wrong. There are a whole array of martial arts. I want to say karate came from Japan. That's what as a Japanese person, yes, I'm going to double down and say, yes, we Japanese folks invented karate. And if that's wrong, well, good for you for checking into it. Good for you for looking into things. That's what we're all here doing. Looking into things, looking within ourselves and then outside ourselves to find things, beautiful things. And what else? Sumo wrestling. Hello, sumo wrestling, fellas with big tits just smashing into each other like a couple of walruses. Man, I'm talking those free range sumo wrestling. Actually, again, I'm not too familiar with it. You're like, aren't you a genuine Japanese person? Yes, and you'd think that I'd know everything about my culture, but I don't. So that's what that is. But they did. The Japanese, beautiful people of Japan invented sumo wrestling. And I don't know if free range is so much a part of sumo wrestling. I think there's intense training. I don't know if they've got free range. I think you got to go into like a schoolhouse of some sorts. They run drills, kind of like an army, but for wrestling, sumo wrestling, that is. And then you learn already, and you can, if I'm not mistaken, you can lodge there. Who doesn't like lodging, you know? And eating, and then smash. You know, the famous technique, smash and put a tit in your opponent's face, right there, smash, smash, smash. Over the head, smash. Brings back memories. But, you know, it's, again, things that I like to learn about in more depth in due time, and we learn on a daily. We learn, and yeah, it's. I wanted to just take this week. I guess we are heading into a new season. Fall's upon us, and New Year's upon us soon. Just preparing mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally for what's ahead of us. And you gotta find that balance within yourself. Again, easier said than done. That's what I'm trying to do. And I guess a little bit of the painting back there, I guess for me, I don't know, I don't really go out there and like do the paintings with an intention of, oh, what does the sword represent in his hand? What does that phallic shaped object represent? And it's just a sword, dude. It's just a sword. And he is a Japanese man. And that's what he is doing. He's holding a sword, and he seems well balanced. You know, he's not shaken. If he's shaken, if you see that man shaking, you may be having a stroke. So quit watching the video, call 911. Actually, you know what, dude? Put the video on. You're having a stroke. We're gonna get through this together, partner. Half your face is gone numb. It's okay. Hang in there. 9, the 1, dial it. Put the videos on. When you're going through it, you know, turn up the volume so when the medics come, we can all be a part of each other's lives. But yeah, that should not be vibrating. If you see that painting shaking or moving, gyrating, you may be experiencing a stroke. But then again, I've never experienced a stroke myself, so that's just, you know, speculation. How do I know what it feels like to have a stroke? I've only heard and seen depictions in movies of what it might be like to. I hope you're not having a stroke. Let's just make that clear, okay? Most people should not be seeing a vibrating man with a sword. It should just be still, stagnant, right there, stationary, firm, you know? But that's what it is. And again, not knowing so much about Japanese culture and what, again, it's a beautiful culture. I'd like to again visit, learn more in person if that is possible, hopefully sometime down the line. But yeah, the samurai culture, again, being very general about this. Generally speaking, it is a warrior. They are a warrior culture, if I'm not mistaken. But being an island nation, it I guess requires you to be a warrior nation because you have a tiny island surrounded by, you know, you got, man, the history of it. You got China, you got all these other countries here and there. And yeah, you had to, I guess, be a people that are, you know, strong-minded people, but balanced people. See, if you're on an island, man, you got to be balanced. You got to be able to keep your balance. You're on an island. All you're surrounded with is water. You got to float, baby. You are water, essentially. You're on land. You're dry, but you know what I mean. You're wet. You're moist. You got the moistness. You got the essence of moisture in you. We all do, to different degrees, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I wanted to just paint that and put it up there as a reminder of, oh man, this is again, not to, you know, I do use this analogy and not to make it like a, but yeah, there is, I guess we all do have these individuals and collective fights on a regular, well, not even fights, but you know what I mean, goals maybe, goals that you want to attain, things that you want to achieve, while at the same rate you want to be able to maintain a full, wholesome life. That's what it is. And for me, that depiction back there, I guess a little bit of it is, yes, we are gonna be moving forward, growing, hopefully. That's the one of the biggest goals, to grow. And for me, it's comedy. For me, I want to be growing in comedy and doing better. And yeah, thank you so much for whoever's been with me from the get-go. Again, sending all the love and support right back at you. If you're following me on Instagram, thank you very much. If you're finding these videos on YouTube by searching Rob Sadri or Glad You Made It, getting those full-length videos, or checking out Patreon and talking about it, thank you very much. And if you're just joining us today, go ahead and do those things. Follow me on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, check out Patreon if you'd like to fiscally support the show. I highly appreciate it, and I just hope to be bringing more content for you out there, more funny content. And every once in a while, your boy, yes, again, if you've been with me, you know, every once in a while I like to just it is a little bit of, I guess, a form of, I don't know, I don't like to put labels on it like, oh, it's meditation, because it is and it isn't. I'm not sitting there going numb for 45 minutes. I sit there and, you know, put on a TV series or a TV show or listen to music and sketch, find an image that I like, sketch it out, put it on the canvas, prime the canvas first, put it on the canvas, and then little by little go through it. It takes some time, but for me, every once in a while I like to do that because it's outside of comedy, because for the past 2 years my mind has been so focused, and I think that's what you do really need if you want to achieve something. And that's what I'd like to achieve. I'd like to be able to one day look back and be like, yes, you know what I mean? And as much as I'm doing that, to be able to look back and say, yes, I do like to enjoy the moment or process that I'm going through as well, because you are living, it's your life. Every one of us, we're living our lives. And as much as, so when I say battle and fight within or on a goal or a target that you have that you like to, so it shouldn't be, for me at least, it's not like that. I love what I do. This has been such a blessing, and that is a reminder of, again, keeping that balance, keep moving forward, and just build and get stronger. And I don't know, again, not knowing too much about Japanese culture. Again, you're looking at me, you're like, you're a bona fide Japanese man. I know, you know, things sometimes happen the way they do. And so what if I'm not a full bona fide Japanese man? I can appreciate what a culture has to offer, the goods. They got them goods, dude. Ladies, they've got them goods. And every culture and all sorts of people have wonderful things to offer. And that's basically one of the attractions of Japan, or Japanese culture, for me anyway. And so that is, I guess, a representation of, I don't know, I don't like to put too many words into it, because that's what it is. I hope you guys like it. I really like looking at it personally. Again, it's not anything that, it's part of the journey. That's what it is. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I will remain a little bit more on the Japanese culture, because it's very fascinating. Man, I'd like to visit Tokyo. It seems wild, dude. All the high-rise buildings, flashing lights, neon, people just, it's congested. It seems congested from the depictions that I've seen. A lot of people mingling, coming and going in different directions, doing so many different things, so many different subcultures. You got sumo wrestlers in one corner, you got, anime, you got a whole world of Japanese cinema, you got music, you got, man, beautiful kimonos. You got geishas, you got Japanese food. There's so much. And again, it's because it's an island nation, because it's so out there on its own and has been doing so for so long, it's very unique. And for that reason, for better or worse, I don't know, some people, it does, for me anyway, have that exotic factor. I know a lot of people during the past several years, the word exotic has kind of become, it comes from a place of, for me, of appreciation and looking at something and being like, oh, that's an authentic, different thing than whatever else is out there. And definitely there are, again, like we've all known, if you've lived a little bit, you learn that there's so many beautiful, distinct, authentic things out there. And yeah, that's basically what it is. So enough about the artwork, because that is not my main goal, despite the fact that you may see a lot of paintings around here. That's something that I'd like to do as just again, sort of a release valve, sort of a time for me to just every once in a while, every several months, if I get a chance, sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit shorter. I don't really plan it out. It just feels like something I gotta do every once in a while, to whether it just slows the pace down for me. And I think I need that, something to just every once in a while to slow down the pace, look at everything. And while I'm focusing on, you got to take your time to make sure every line is as clear as possible, every point of the frame, every square inch is as crisp as possible, that everything kind of makes sense, that meshes well together. And that's basically what painting does for me. It reminds me to be more wholesome in my process. And that's, I think, important. So yeah, thank you again for everybody who's been with me. This is thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for letting me be in your lives. We are all growing and aging together, baby boys, baby girls. We are, man, went from diapers to no diapers, and in due time together we're going to be back in diapers again. I guarantee it, dude. You just hang in there. I'm talking, another like 95 years. Oh, hells yeah, baby. Just kicking it in our diapers and having conversations, but at a different pace, I'm assuming, because everything will again slow down at one point. But we've got 95 years min to go. So many beautiful things are happening, man. I'm excited for tomorrow. Your boy might have a date tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know, nothing firm. Till it happens, you know what I mean? No big deal. But one thing that I wanted to mention is I don't tend to get normal, like every now and again I'll get a pimple here and there, but I don't, luckily I've dodged pimples throughout my life relatively unscathed. But that's what it is. I'm like, oh yeah, potential date tomorrow, why not get a pimple on your face, dude? So I can't, that's exciting. It's like the worst times too, whether you're going for a job interview, whether you want to meet somebody new, whether you're doing that, it's just like, right there. You guys see it? If you don't, let me point it out to you. It's right there, dude. It's right there. Can you see that? Right there. Right there. It's just, and I squeezed it. I popped it last night or the night before. It's been on my face for like a day and a half, 2 days now. So yeah, that's exciting. It's going to be my chaperone, our chaperone. Or it's going to be the date itself, you know what I mean? It's like at this point it's quite big. It got smaller, thank God. But at one point it's like, am I carrying it or is it carrying me? You know what I mean? But I am excited to introduce my date to my pimple if it's there tomorrow. It's like, well, it's like, some people bring an emotional support pet. Some people bring maybe, just a regular pet. Doesn't need to be emotionally supportive. Could be emotionally neglecting you. Some people like it like a pet that gives back tough love. Do you ever get a dog, or cats kind of do that on a reg? That's been kind of, cats are lovely too. Overall, if I were to choose between cats and dogs, I'm a dog person myself. But, maybe you're that type that's like, I'll get a dog that's not so supportive and loving every time I open the door. Maybe he's not there. Maybe she's not there. Maybe half the time she's there. Half the time she's just like chilling on the couch. Be like, you come here. You come here. Who's a good boy? She's saying to you. That'd be nice if they said that. They already do a lot. They do a lot. They don't need to speak and verbally put it out there. It's more through with animals, I guess, actions that really speak louder than words. There with the emotions, man, they just jump on you and they're licking and they're happy and their tails are wiggling around and everything's moving up and down. We're so excited to see it. Oh my God. Oh man, pets are awesome. Dogs are awesome. Don't know how we got there, but we got it. I was trying to tell you that maybe you'd be the type of, you maybe want to get a dog that'll just like, give you that tough love. You know what I mean? Open a door and just, give you a little stink eye. Nothing major, but a little stink eye. Be like, yeah. And every once in a while, a dog that's been potty trained, but won't hesitate to lift a leg just to piss a little bit on your carpet, just to let you know that like life is, it's full of piss and vinegar. You're full of piss and vinegar. You're full of piss and vinegar. You're half and half piss and vinegar. You're drinking piss and vinegar. There's other options. You are made of piss and vinegar. Just vinegar. Piss and vinegar. The old piss and vinegar. Bring that drink back, you know what I mean? Double shot of piss and vinegar for everyone on the house. That way we'd have more, I don't know what it did. I don't know what it does. I don't know the benefits. I don't know the potential setbacks it might have on you. Again, everybody's bodies are different. Everybody's metabolism's different. Everybody breaks down food differently. We share the same enzymes, give or take, but, substances and you know your body well. I'm not going to tell you to go, do piss and vinegar shots, but rare chance out there that you are. I'm not gonna be like, oh man, this fella's just all full of piss and vinegar. Maybe it's working for you. Maybe that's what I'm drinking right now. Good old fashioned piss and vinegar. That's coffee. It's coffee. Relax. Or is it piss and vinegar? It's piss and vinegar coffee. It's just regular coffee, black coffee. But nonetheless, man, if that was a societal norm, you know what I mean? Fermented piss and vinegar shops instead of coffee shops. That'd be a disgusting smell. But then again, like the flavor of coffee itself, many things that we consume. Okay, let's not go. Okay, you know what? Enough talking about piss and vinegar, because next thing you know, there's going to be legit piss and vinegar shops, and let's not drink piss and vinegar. Okay, I don't know why we've made it a thing, but it's a thing. Apparently, if you have it, if you've got it. Certain things that you might have. Piss and vinegar, apparently good. The it factor, and it is very ambiguous. Is it AIDS? Is it syphilis? What is it? He's got it. She's got it. Combination piss, vinegar, AIDS. Attracts bird doo-doo. I don't know. What is it? It's something. So it's all about finding that balance, essentially. So you don't need to go out there and drink piss and vinegar unless, again, hypothetically speaking, you have ventured off into the fungals of underground Amazon, dude. Regular Amazon, seemingly reg. Underground Amazon, a whole new world to be discovered. And then you go there and it's like, oh, a whole new tribe of people who've not been contacted for thousands of years. And man, they're like really old, but they look young. They're like 250 years old. And you're like, what's your secret? They're like piss and vinegar. You're like, oh man, no. Why? Anything, but that might happen. That might not happen. Regardless, I don't know why we Because at one point somebody must have consumed it and might like did it do something for somebody that was like, oh, that guy's or that gal's got the piss and vinegar. I can smell it on their breath, the piss and vinegar breath, but it doesn't matter. I'll look beyond it. It's worth it. At one point we said that. At one point we did that. Let's not bring it back. Let's not make it a thing. I'm gonna nip it in the bud right here. If it were a thing, it was a thing, but it no longer is. We now just the essence of it. Keep the essence of it. Don't actually consume the product. But man, it'd be a nice, you know what, forget the actual content of the product, but if it was a drink called piss and vinegar, it'd be a good competition. For example, it'd be like a nice competition for like a Red Bull or like because like, man, in the energy drink industry, Red Bull's pretty dominant. I can't think of too many. There's Monster energy drink, and then there's Red Bull. There's some other ones that you may have heard of or may not have heard of, but piss and vinegar, man, that could be a thing. You know what? It is a thing. Hey, it's a thing. We just made it a thing. Piss and vinegar, everybody. Selling piss and vinegar to the public, and Red Bull gives you wings. Piss and vinegar gives you hair on your tits. Ladies, fellas, why fly when you can have hair on your tits? You're like, well, how is that beneficial? How is it not beneficial? How is it not beneficial? I don't know, power shortages due to whatever reasons. It doesn't matter what the reason, but who can't use a little bit of extra warmth just in case we're figuring out, what is the best mode of energy? It's the studies have suggested it's a combination of all sorts of things. Don't get rid of anything, but for the meantime, you drink the piss and vinegar that we provide for you, and you will grow hair on your nips, everybody, and you'll be warmer for it. Better off for it too, wiser, stronger. We're still figuring it out. It's like we literally have just. This is the businesses that we do get involved in are. We do the work. There are scientists out there doing the work right now. Combination of piss and vinegar, just mix it. How much of piss, how much of vinegar? Do you think it's easy to just be like, because you think it's easy, you just be like 50-50, just piss and vinegar? No, dude, it's a fine formula that, the secret lives with us. We've got the secret, the best kept secret. Is it 30-70? Is it 70-30? Is it 60-40? Is it 35-65? What is it? Is it 90-10? A little bit of vinegar, a lot of piss. Vice versa. What's the ratio? And that is the question. And those are the questions, amongst many other questions that we ask around here. And what I was trying to say is that I don't know how we got there, man. I really don't. But let it not be a thing, unless it's our thing. It's a little thing of ours that we're doing here together. Maybe you want to be in on it. You got empty bottles sitting around your house, not knowing what to do with it. Hold on to those bottles, and in due time, they'll be filled with piss and vinegar. Okay? And again, the content, it might not even be piss and vinegar, but the name. Think about the name. Just, oh man, I'm drinking piss and vinegar. I feel rejuvenated. I feel like benching 5 cars. Or at least think about benching 5 cars. Then we could have different commercials. Drink piss and vinegar, and before you have like a little like scrawny fellow who's just not able to do anything, drinks piss and vinegar. Next thing you know, is there a lady and a baby and a cat? 2 cats, a lady and a baby and 2 cats in a burning house? A burning house on a burning ship with a lady and a baby and 2 cats that are also catching fire. And then this fella, piss and vinegar, prior to piss and vinegar, I can't do anything. With piss and vinegar, he's out there lapping, splash, 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 jumping up like a dolphin. We'll have him slow-mo jump up like a dolphin and then hang on to the edge of the ship, the burning ship, with his teeth. Clamps on with his teeth and then just hops on and just like gives himself a little shake, and doing so will dispense water all over the burning ship. Enough water so to reduce the heat from around the lady with the baby and the burning cats. Sinking ship, it's going, and then our fella / dolphin man whilst still holding on to his piss and vinegar, because you gotta consume the whole thing, grabs a hold of the mother with the baby and the burning cats, dives right off. Backstroking with everybody, just like keep calm, just drinking, backstroking to the shore. Lady rescued, baby rescued. Cats could have really gone either way. Priorities, dire circumstances. If he happened to, because we will do it live and we will make it happen. I'm not just gonna CGI this, and it's our product. I want it to be real. There will be a burning house on a burning ship in the middle of a burning ocean, perhaps. That's right. Because with piss and vinegar, we don't let any sort of fire get in our way unless it's controlled fire. But why would that get in our way? Because it's controlled fire, but then it would be our fire then. Uncontrollable, undesirable, unwanted fire that we're not down with. But you gotta face it, and it's right there. What are you gonna do? Reach for that awesome, sweet, bittersweet piss and vinegar. That's what you're gonna do. Is what you'll say. You'll have to get used to it. It'll be a thing that we'll have to make sure people get used to. Because again, like I said, coffee, you grew to like it. Alcohol, I'm pretty sure we grew to like it essentially when you're just tasting things as a young person. Coffee, liquor, these sort of medicine, you wouldn't taste it and be like, But next thing you know, you're in your mid-20s, mid-30s, you're trapping, you're rapping, you're drinking that lean, you know what I mean? Leaning back. And how did that happen? Doesn't taste good, I would assume. What is it? It's like cough medicine, cough syrup mixed with alcohol? God, sounds disgusting, but apparently it is a thing. Or maybe it was a thing, not anymore. It's still potentially a thing. Probably not the best for you, but then again, to each their own. I'm not trying to, but like, that one doesn't seem, I don't know. I've not heard of too many great stories about lean. I don't know too much about lean. I really don't. I think it's purple, apparently, if I'm not mistaken. Again, cough syrup with different liquor. Just cough syrup. It's disgusting. If it is cough syrup, but if it's different. But then again, that's what we said about piss and vinegar. And look at us now. It's just like a booming business and everybody. So we will make sure that the product is, we're not going to be up with the FDA approval and all that. We'll make it overseas. There will be shipments made in discrete packages on ships with containers. And we'll make sure to not label the packages. Or we'll label the packages, we'll mislabel the packages. Nope. Man. I don't know how we got to, but that's the thing. Sometimes you just, now I'm pushing piss and vinegar, apparently. That's what it is. I'm not, but if I will, we'll do it together. And I won't. But, you know, it is a thing. We'll make it together. Piss and vinegar. Just piss and vinegar. Okay, forget the actual content again, but the name is catchy, no? Just, commercials. Just, you roll into a bar, hey, bartend, let me have another piss and vinegar, and it just slides piss and vinegar, and it splashes, slow-mo splash, a little bit of foam from the piss and vinegar. How is it so foamy? How do we get the foam in the piss and vinegar? So glad you asked. It is real foam from piss. Because we don't cut corners. We don't hold back on our clientele. Because other products, you'd be like, oh, where's that real foam come from? You know, and we collect we get extra foam from around the, that's right, the piss cakes in your local urinal, at your local urinal center. Collects all the foam and we collect those foams from the cakes. And we extract it, and it's a concoction. It's a difficult thing to start businesses, and also, but once you've got a good name like piss and vinegar, it's just, it'd be foolish to let it go. And that's why we've held on to it, and we've patented this product. So everybody will be getting some of that in no time. But my point is, ladies and gents, that life is beautiful, everybody. We're doing it together. There's so many wonderful, beautiful people doing so many great, amazing things. I'm so happy to be alive, kicking it amongst you guys and gals out there. sipping coffee, queefing on a regular, just a regular bunch of fellas and ladies queefing together, you know what I mean? Bondage, or not bonding, bonding together, yes, bonding together. Bondage, no bueno, unless you're into that thing. Personally, not a fan. I like to be, I'm a free spirit, not into bondage. Too much, just too much. I do like certain things to be classic, just, because there's beauty in classic. There's beauty in, you know, does it, some things are already spicy enough as they are. Some things are already spicy enough as they are. For some, you like a little bit of extra spice, and you're like, oh, bondage. Oh, again, too much work. Too much work. You got to bring in a rope and God knows what else. It's just too much. But I'm not judging. And if you like it, you're into it, know your limit, play within it, have safe words, multiple safe words, safe sentences to make it easy, you know what I mean? But then again, who can remember in times of stress? But maybe that's how you like it. See what I mean? It just gets like too much, but to each their own. To each their own. Consenting adults doing whatever it is that they be doing on their time, it's their business. It's your business. Maybe you're bondage right now. Maybe you're in the middle of bondage right now. Man. I mean, maybe you're in the middle of bondage right now, man. I'm trying to be supportive of you. I personally, again, it just feels too restrictive. You know what I mean? Like looking like it's just, oh man, like a little rotisserie pig, just tossing and turning, and you're all wrapped up, and there's an apple in your mouth, and there's somebody with like leaves, just gently over time hitting you with those leaves, not hard, but and it's a thing apparently, not just that thing. It's amongst there's so many things out there. I don't know. Again, how do we get to bondage? I really don't know, but I am excited to be here. And again, it feels good to be accompanied by my co-host Pimp right here. Some say don't touch it, don't squeeze it, don't make it all volatile, don't push it to the edge, don't let it get the best of you, let it just simmer in there. But I like to see the pus just oozing out. Why leave it when you can poke it and have fun with it, and also create an example for other pimps out there to be like, hey fella, lady, you want to get on this face? You think you're just gonna like get on this real estate right here and not pay rent? There's going to be pressure applied. There's going to be consequences. And I make sure everybody else on this face, in and around this face, knows what they're dealing with. Because it's like, oh, right there. Wipe it off with a napkin. That's what I clean it up. I nip it in the bud. It wasn't ready. It was nowhere near ready. And that's probably why it's like red now. I probably made some... Did I bleed a little bit? Yeah. But that's what we do. As real Japanese men and women, as real bona fide samurais, we bleed sometimes on our face. And that is okay, fine. All right, I'm not a samurai. God. But it would have been nice to have a couple of nunchucks, just a ninja star here, smoke bomb there. I'm mixing ninja with, ninjas. Another beautiful Japanese feature, cultural feature, feeding. Japan feet ninja. You know what I'm talking about. Not like Japanese ninja feet. That probably is a thing of its own as well, but I'm just saying, like, you know how like they put like such and such feet, like as if it's a music thing, you know what I mean? The people feet. So Japan feet ninja. Short for feature or feet. Confusing to say the least, but supportive of it all nonetheless. And that's what I'm here to do, baby. Tickle your brains from far and near. Get in your space, get in your personal space. Not like in your, I'm in your brain. You're in my, I'm in your hearts. I'm trying to be in your hearts and in your brain. And trying to think of all you, as many of you as possible out there, so that you're in my brain and in my heart. You're all in my heart. And you're like, there's not enough room. How do you know, dude? How do you know how much room my heart's got? How do I know how much room your heart's got? Oh, well, aren't we all alike? Don't our hearts have a lot of room? Hell yeah. Because once you start looking in within, it's like, man, I know it's all like one person, each individual, every person, but it's like each and every individual has got a universe within him or herself. Oh man, and it's mind-boggling how we're all connected through different things, whether it's music, whether it's food, whether it's culture, whether it's history, whether it's dance, whether it's music, whether it's food, whether it's culture, whether it's history, whether it's dance or comedy or music or history or culture or food or music or people and culture and history and people and food and other things like music and comedy and movies and film and all those things, beautiful things that bring people close together. There's so many of those wonderful things, and we've all got them right here. It's inside. You just gotta like sometimes reach in and grab it and just toss it, share the goodness with each other, all throwing goodness and then receiving goodness. It's all about the tossing and the receiving, the catching and the pitching and the receiving. The catcher is both the pitcher and the pitcher is the catcher. You're 69ing with yourself at this point, aren't you? Catching and receiving. Can you catch and receive by yourself? With a wall, and that's how you got good. Play catch on a, oh man, that's right, you found a wall. Got a tennis ball, and now we're playing horse, baby. Tossing and catching and tossing, and that's life. You toss it and you catch it and you release it. You catch and release. You catch, release, you hold. Some you hold, some you release. Catch, hold, release. Release, hold, catch. Catch, hold on, it's over. It's up. And that's what it is. Life is like many things, like a beautiful dance, a little fight, not a fight, but a task that must be achieved, a goal that must be attained. It's like fishing, and you might have different tools available at you or with you. You know what I mean? Some have a net where they cast a net. Oh, we got a World Wide Web. We're casting a net here, and we're gonna catch all sorts of fish. And some people are out there with a spear, walking in ankle deep water. The water is murky, murky water. Oh wow, right there, spear, and you got the tiniest fish, but it's a delicious fish. Tiny, but delish, nonetheless. And some people do the old school, I'm just gonna go down the old river and just toss a little fishing rod with a fishing stick and a fishing rope, fishing string, and a fishing hook. And yeah, it flies in slow-mo, and then you attach a little worm or a little fly to the hook, and you toss it, and it's just flying in slow-mo, and you're having a little, and as you're tossing and it's going up in slow-mo, you slightly turn your head to the left just to make a little remark to it with your buds. You're making little remarks. Watch me as and you go like that, and it's flying, and you got a cold beer in one hand, casting in the other, friend on the side. Worm is looking at you, it's like, I got this. And it just dumps itself in head first while bleeding. What a champ. It's got two heads. They've got two heads. They're so weird. Worms, when you cut them in half, they start weird. But nonetheless, he's a team player. He's like, I got this. And he goes down, dude. And he goes down, and he's like wiggling and wobbling, looking for a fish, dude. Wiggling and wobbling, looking for a fish. And a beautiful fish who's also a team player, who's also a yes and guy or gal. It's like, is that a worm on a hook? I've seen this terrible accident go down many a times. Heard stories, but you know what? I feel like I'm gonna go out and bite on this little fella and see what happens. The next thing, you feel it. Something is pulling. And you're now having, hey, hold on to my beer. You're shaking, it's shaking, you're shaking more, we're shaking, everybody's shaking, your buds are all excited. He got something, he's got it. AIDS, syphilis, what is it that he's got? I want it. Piss and vinegar. And that's where you introduce piss. Oh man, an afternoon spent with family and friends, enjoyed with a cold brew of piss and vinegar. Bittersweet piss and vinegar. It'll grow on you. That's our motto. It'll grow on you. And now you're reeling it in. And the commercial ends. Did the line break? Did you get the fish? Was it even a fish, dude? Or were you at maybe you're in part of an industrial part of town. Maybe the river is famous for having the local mob come in there every once in a while, every decade or so when they do house cleaning. You know what I'm talking about? They dump a few bots in the river. Maybe you didn't catch a fish. And maybe that's why we cut the commercial short, because it was horrendous what she caught. But nonetheless, now you'll be, sure, traumatized for a brief moment, but a hell of a story to share with your family and friends. And guess what? It wouldn't have happened if you had not indulged in piss and vinegar. And for that, I want you to really remember that it's moments like this that bring us close together. It's not important what you do. It's not important where you are. It's not important who you are. Wait, no, all those things are important. That's right. All those things are important, and it matters who you spend the time with and what you're enjoying in your company. And that's beautiful. That's what we stand for. Company. No, people. Family. Oneness with each other, with yourself, and everything else around you. And boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for all the love and support. Again, where can you find these wonderful videos, these amazing high quality videos? On Instagram by searching Rob Sadri, or Glad You Made It. On YouTube by searching Rob Sadri, or Glad You Made It. Check it out. The Patreon, patreon.com/Rob Sadri, and support the show. We're growing. We like to incorporate more and more into the show. We're going to be heading out. It is going to be getting a little bit colder, but we're going to be heading out, doing different things, finding new people, discovering new stories, writing new stories, telling new jokes. Oh, tickling each other's membranes from afar and from a near. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you have a wonderful, amazing start to your weekend. If you're, again, pursuing your academic dreams, if you're pursuing your career, if you're pursuing just life and you're in love and you're doing it, maybe you're having a baby, maybe you're having like 10 babies, maybe you're like, you know what, I'll put babies off, do the old career for Santa and then baby city, just out the womb, just making a rent with the babies. You know what I mean? Just because some people do like, oh, we'll do a few years apart. Maybe you're like, you know what, I'm gonna work for a little, and then it's baby city, dude, back to back to back to back to back. And that's gonna be a thing. It is a thing. Some of you guys and gals are going through that thing. And thank you for doing you and your partner, for doing you and your part, for you and your partner are doing it. I'm supportive of that. Okay, and that's what it's all about. Sending you all positive vibes, positive thoughts. Again, whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are, concentrate on it, and let's go, baby. Let's kick it into new gears. Let's find new heights together, spread our wings, and fly. And again, I'd like to just conclude by perhaps reciting that beautiful poem that I think I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Or perhaps not. Perhaps I am who I am and you are who you are, and you're all beautiful, wonderful people just working together, getting through all of it together. The beautiful moments, the moments that just make you want to be like, oh, we're going to get more beautiful moments. You know those moments, because you have beautiful moments and there are moments that are like, oh man, but they're more beautiful moments. That's what it is. It's like waves, up and down, up and down. That's life, baby. We're swimming. Talk to you guys back here again on Monday, because that's how this program works. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Have a safe, enjoy your weekend. Make love to yourself, to each other, within your groups, within your, with your partner. That's what it is, baby. That's what it is. Have fun. Enjoy yourself. I'll be back here again on Monday. Peace out.